Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Friday afternoon together, or for some of you, it's a whole nother day, and for some of you, it's Friday morning. For me, it's about not quite 2 o'clock, a little before 2 o'clock on a Friday afternoon. I'm on Eastern time. And Sunday, this changes. This is, by the way, our 11th week of 2021. Blah, blah, blah. It's for Sunday the 14th through the 20th. And this Sunday we go on daylight savings time. Hi, Wendy. Welcome. Good to see you. I don't know if I like daylight savings time or not. I don't care which we want to stay on, regular time or daylight savings. I wish we'd just stay on one of them and stay put, but we don't. And it's not up to me, is it? All right. What we're going to do today is answer one of your questions that a viewer had, and I thank you for sending your questions in. You can email me, addresses below. You can just put it in the comments here. I do get behind on answering these comments, but eventually I get to them, I promise. Those are the easiest ways of contacting me. And for those of you who have asked about a private reading, pick up the phone and give me a call and we'll get you scheduled. You can also email me, but I do get so many emails that if you're anxious or really in a hurry to get a reading, I try to get you in within a couple of weeks. And the best thing to do is just give me a call and we'll get you scheduled. I agree with you, one or another on daylight savings or regular time. I got you, Wendy. I don't know anybody who really likes the shift. It's just kind of a pain in the neck, especially getting up an hour earlier. And it's dark out, and it's like my body just adjusts to getting up when it's not so dark out, and now we got to go back to the dark. Anyway, what we're going to answer today, this is a question. My jacket here keeps making noise. So what we're going to answer today, or the button on the jacket, not the jacket. So if you hear that scraping across the desk, I apologize. The question for today is, in your video of 2026, Phillip said that there are many ways to cleanse one's energy and protect oneself. Would he care to elaborate on that? And boy, did he ever. After we read his answer, we will get a message from Phillip. This is one of my books. Excuse me, the Master's Book of Answers. I just had lunch. I shouldn't do that, should I? The Master's Book of Answers, and each page is just a different wisdom. So we will get our message there. And it's always interesting because those messages always correspond to the question and the answer that Phillip gives us. So here we go. Here's what Phillip says about cleansing our energy and protecting ourselves. Yes, there are many ways to cleanse one's energy and also to protect one's self. These are related. I can't read my own writing here. These are related, but also two separate concerns. We shall begin with the explanation of what we mean, then provide activities, processes, and suggestions. To cleanse one's energy is to be done on a regular basis. This should always be done at the end of the day before one enters the sleep time. If dreams were unpleasant and linger upon waking, one should again undertake cleansing. You know, I tend to meditate twice a day, once in the morning and once at night before I go to sleep. And I never thought of that before as really taking time to cleansing the energy and how important that is. So we might want to start that if we're not doing it. And Phillip goes on to say, a prayer of simple words will do, such as, I bless this body I inhabit, and I bless this mind that I am. I release all that harms. May I be only love. I'm going to repeat that again because I like that prayer. It's not one I've said before, but I like it. I bless this body I inhabit, and I bless this mind that I am. I release all that harms. May I be only love. You know, before I do a reading for somebody, I always have them silently say their prayer, and I always say my prayer. And as part of my prayer, in addition to ask to receive accurate and information and partake and be able to say it to the client in a loving way, I always say, and I am protected by the divine light of the Christ, which that's comfortable for me. And so, whether you use this prayer that Philip is suggesting, which I think is beautiful, or you just say something as simple as, I know I am protected by the divine light of the Christ. We are always protected if we so choose to be. And then at the end of a reading, and I say this silently, releasing all energy back from whence it came, releasing all energy back from where it came. And so you can simply say that too at the end of the day. And anything that is a prayer, make up your own. Say those words that work for you. And that's what I think Philip is saying here. But one more time, I'm going to read this prayer because I do think it's beautiful. I bless this body that I inhabit, and I bless this mind that I am. I release all that harms. May I be only love. Philip goes on to say, now we will take a moment to address protection. Many of the suggestions we give you will be for both cleansing and protection. We will make it clear when the suggestion is for cleansing and when for protection. Sometimes the spelling is a little strange when I'm working with Philip, and I have to figure out the exact words. It may just be an old-fashioned spelling of cleanse, for example. Protection is needed when you enter another's energy or another enters yours. This can happen, for example, at a grocery store, where the energy is often about survival. Many people are fearful. If you are empathetic, you will pick up on this energy. You may or may not be aware of doing so. To avoid receiving unwanted energy, a simple prayer often suffices. This is the prayer we taught you that you have passed on to many. And that prayer is simply, only that which is of love may come to me. Only that which is of love may come to me. If you have taken in the energy of others, there are ways you can cleanse as well. But first, a few more suggestions for protection. Before entering the store or airport or any place where you will be around people, you may find the prayer sufficient. If not, we offer these suggestions. Ask your guardian angels to surround you and protect you. Or visualize the divine light of pure love to pour into the top of your head and move throughout your body. See that light as it encases you in an oval of divine love. Take it no more than a few feet from your physical body. Feel it move with you. See this as well. So what he's saying here is, once you feel, you're bringing that divine light in through the top of your head, and it's covering the entire body out, just a couple of feet. But it's also, as you move your arms, your hands, you feel that. And as you walk forward or back or sideways, you do feel that energy moving with you. That protective bubble is part of you, and it molds close to you, but it can go out a couple of feet if you prefer. I wouldn't go out past 2 feet, though. I'd keep it, more like a foot, at maybe 12 inches, maybe 16, but don't go past that. Just keep it close. Imagine ancient ancestral, Philip goes on to say, imagine ancient ancestral warriors walking before you, beside you, and behind you. As you move, they too move. They use their shields and arms and hands to deflect any unwanted energies coming to you. I thought that was a great one, especially for children or young people, as well as those of us who need those protective warriors around us. So I like that one too. Another way of protecting oneself is to chant. You may simply chant the word love, love, love over and over, or use the ancient mantra, Om, Om, or even just chant Om. This can be done silently with the mind or aloud with the lips. Out loud with the lips. Many ancient healing practices, spiritual and religious, writes, teach of ways to protect one's energy. These are fine to use if one is familiar with the practice. In other words, I think what Phillip is saying there is if it's an ancient practice that you really aren't familiar with, it's probably not going to work for you. Use something else, one that he suggested, if that's comfortable, or make up your own. Anything that involves love and bringing in that love is going to help protect you. Phillip goes on to say, we remind you that only that which you already hold can come to you. By this we mean if you have no fear in your consciousness, fear will not come to you. Do remember, like attracts like. Now, very few of us are really able to never have any fear, myself included. I'm as human as they come. So if you never have any fear, then that fear isn't going to attract it and attach to you. But most likely, we all have experienced fear at one point or another. And so we hold that literally in ourselves as well as in our consciousness. And so as we get rid of that fear, less and less will come to us. But when that fear comes, when that anger comes, that's giving us an opportunity to really stop and look at, okay, I need to change this. I need to see this differently. And, that's not easy. I don't think it's not easy for me. It's just like, let me be in my, and then it dawns on me, wait, this isn't doing me any good. It's not doing the world any good. It's not even probably affecting the other person that I'm angry with. So let's just let that go. And let's replace it with common sense, maybe. Let's replace it with what really does work. And that will always come from a place of love. Phillip goes on to say, the ways we have talked about for protection also work for cleansing. Still, we will give you suggestions for cleansing, specifically now. Use any of these when you have been around unwanted energy. Step onto the grass, and after asking permission of Mother Earth, shake the body. You just want to kind of shake it off like that. Let it shake down. As you do, envision any dark energy leaving and the body becoming lighter. Be sure to thank Earth for the cleansing as you feel her energy rising through you from your feet when you stand on Mother Earth. I like doing this anytime I stand on the earth. It's just feeling her energy, her heartbeat, her vibration. It's great if I could stand barefooted. Not possible necessarily in the wintertime, however. By the way, we are having a beautiful weather. It's like spring around here where I am, and we're loving it. We deserve it after all the snow. And I know many parts of the world right now are still having a lot of snow, including the US, and also having rain showers and rain and flooding. And so I feel very fortunate where we are to enjoy this wonderful sunshine and 50 and even 60-degree weather. I finally had, just yesterday, all of the snow piles I had melted. No more snow piles. Now it's just mud and a few little ponds. All right, let's go on. If Mother Earth refuses the cleansing, move to another spot. This spot is not strong enough at this time. In other words, if you ask Mother Earth, would you cleanse me, and you feel this isn't right, or you even hear in your inner voice a no, move. It's not the right place. The same is true of trees. Choose a strong, hardy tree with deep roots and high branches. An oak is a good example. Once the tree has granted permission, stand with your spine against the tree's trunk. Become one with the tree as your feet become deep with the roots and your spirit soars with the high branches. You may experience the energy flowing into your body. You may notice one side of the body is darker than the other. Excuse me. When the body is light, the healing has taken place. The cleansing is complete. Please remember to thank tree. Sitting or standing quietly in a sacred spot, imagine water falling over you and throughout the body. Feel the cleansing taking place. When in a physical shower, imagine this water is cleansing the spirit body as well. Add a prayer of thanks and experience the healing taking place. We have given you only a few, but these are all the practices you need know at this time for that which may be encountered. I took that the practices that he's just given us here, the suggestions that Phillip has given us, choose one of those, choose two of those, three, choose them all, practice the different ones that work for you, modify them as it works for you. And I think what he's saying is if there's a deeper energy that's pervading your life, that's something else entirely. But he's not seeing that with anybody who's going to see this video. So I don't think we have to worry about that, because he says these are all the practices we need to know at this time for that which may be encountered. And then he goes on to say, cleanse yourself of that which is unlike love first. As you stay in a place of love, you will always be protected by divine love. I'm going to repeat that. Cleanse yourself of that which is unlike love first. As you stay in a place of love, you will always be protected by divine love. So cleanse ourselves, heal ourselves, and then we will not have to worry as much about it. All right, we're going to get our message here, but first I want to say hello to all of you. Okay, Moon Goddess, Massage and Reiki, good to see you. Thank you. She says, the love of my life just died, feeling deep sorrow. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. And right now we are just going to take a moment and send you some healing love and healing energy. I went to a service this week for my neighbor whose very much too young son in his early 30s died. And a lot of people seem to be leaving our planet now. They've completed their work and they said, okay, I can move on now. So our hearts are with you, and we are certainly going to hold you in our heart and say those prayers that send that healing energy. It's not going to take the sadness away, but do know that this love is still with you. So don't let the sorrow overwhelm the love. Juliet, well, hello, good to see you. I think this is the first time we've seen you live, so good to see you. Johanna, hello from Canada. Glad to see you again, Johanna. And Cindy, I made it for the live one. Yes, you did. And Cindy, we'll be talking soon again, I'm sure. Not this way, but over our phone conversations. I have to talk to you about a new website, so we'll get into that. Anyway, let's get our message from Phillip, shall we? Think left page, right page as I flip through, and there's where I'm going to open. If you thought, oh gosh, I'm getting kind of mixed emotions here, but I'm going to go with left. So if you got left, that's the message for everyone. If you got right, make sure you listen to that message, because boy, that one's for you. But again, I think they're pretty, I had a little trouble here. Okay, so here's the left. You may see the same truth as another, but through the eyes of a different perspective. You may see the same truth as another, but through the eyes of a different perspective. How true is that? And that's a really good message for me this week. I'm having a little difficulty with people who are refusing to get the vaccine. I want to say, just talk a minute. I do know people who cannot get the vaccine. Their immune systems react inappropriately to vaccines. And so they've been advised medically to not get the vaccine. And so those of us who can get it, I feel we need to help those who can't, not only for ourselves, but we need to do this for our communities, our families, for society, because we have to protect those who are unable to get the vaccine, as well as protect and get rid of this virus. And the only way we're going to do that. So I've had to work on this week. that you may see the same truth as another. That truth being that it may be helpful for the vaccine, but through the eyes of a different perspective. And that may be, I don't want the vaccine, it scares me too much, or something of that nature. But again, if we can get the vaccine, yeah, it's scary, but please do. All right, if you heard right, because again, there are those who honestly cannot, and I know a few like that who have immune systems that they could not, it would harm them physically. Okay, here we go. If you got right, this is a big one. Without risk, there is no adventure. Without risk, there is no adventure. So it's time for you to take a risk, step into your next adventure, and go for it. Oh, my friends, thank you all for coming. Wendy and Moon Goddess. Moon Goddess, we're going to continue to hold you in love. Juliet, Johanna, and Cindy, so good to see you live. And for those of you who are not live but are able to be with us at your convenient time, thank you for being with me. Thank you for telling your friends about us. And yes, it is available on Amazon.com. So until next week, I love you. Stay in love, stay healthy. Thank you for the love you send to us. We receive it.